everyone, welcome back to Triad Travelogues. I'm Richard, and I'm coming at you today from the rooftop of a supermarket in Shanghai, China, to bring you a little segment that I like to call Rants by Richard. Today I want to talk about the bizarre condition of the Chinese real estate market. Now, I currently am living in Shanghai, and I've been living here for 2 years. And one thing that struck me almost immediately when I first came here was how many gigantic empty shopping malls there are in this city. And to make it even more bizarre, these shopping malls have never been used. A lot of them were just built, I guess, with the intent of filling them up with vendors, filling them up with stores, restaurants, places for people to go and shop and buy things and hang out and spend money. But for whatever reason, they were never opened. The idea never came to fruition. And so these buildings are just sort of sitting there. There's one of these weird sort of empty ghost shopping malls right next to the metro station that I take a lot of the time. I'm down there all the time. And like I said, I've been here for 2 years, and that place has stayed exactly the same the whole time that I've been here. It's never changed at all. It sort of is fenced off, and there's a sign up that says that you aren't allowed to go in, but it is just a gigantic, unused, never been used, empty shopping mall. China is filled with these buildings. China is filled with these gigantic supermarkets and these gigantic shopping centers and malls and stores and restaurants and businesses that are literally empty and have always been empty. They're like brand new buildings, but they've been sitting there for years. The one that I just mentioned is right down the street from where I'm standing right now. And there's another one that's that way that is in the early stages of construction. And it's gonna be, they have a model of it that you can go and look at, and it looks exactly like the shopping center that has been sitting not maybe, 5 or 6 blocks away in a state of complete stagnation for at least 2 years, and probably more than that. So what's going on? In a country with so many people, like 1.4 or 1.5 billion people, I forgot the exact number, you would think that there wouldn't be any space that went to waste, especially when it came to areas where people could congregate and spend their money. But there are, and they're everywhere, and it just doesn't make sense. The weirdest thing about it to me is that despite the fact that there are so many empty shopping malls and big failed construction projects and obviously bad business models, there is still constant construction going on everywhere all the time. You always hear the drilling, the laying of the concrete, the boom, 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 boom of the hammer. You're constantly hearing the sounds of construction, and yet it never seems like anything is ever constructed. I have a friend that lives in Pudong, and she actually lives with her husband and her daughter in a really nice house in a really big residential complex. It's like a gated community with just a lot of really nice houses. Now, I was with her one day, and we were driving around inside of the complex, and I had never been there before, and I noticed that the place was empty, and it's big. It's a really, really big place. And there was nobody on the streets. There were a lot of stray dogs and stray cats, but no people. And I asked her about this. Why are there no people? Like, where are all the people? Where I live, there's it's impossible to get away from people. And here it's like you can hear the crickets. And she said, oh, well, this particular housing project only is 20% occupied. She said it was between 15 and 20%, which means that 80% of this really nice gated community is completely unoccupied. And so I asked her, okay, well, if they're not occupied, then, it's really nice area. There's a lot of people that I've heard that when real estate goes on the market, there's a stampede of people trying to buy nice properties. So I just don't understand why it would be empty. Why would it be unoccupied? And she said, well, they're not occupied by tenants, but they are owned by people. And they're mostly owned by, and this is just what she said, I have no way to verify this, they're mostly owned by Chinese businessmen who bought the properties as investments, but they're just gonna hold on to them. Now, I'm an artist. I'm not a businessman, and I'm not an expert on real estate. I really don't know anything at all about real estate or about business. That's just not really how my mind works, So maybe I sound really ignorant when I'm saying this, but to me it seems like that's a really bad business model. It's a really bad investment to buy a property in a residential area that's almost entirely unoccupied, and for years has been almost entirely unoccupied, and then to just hold on to the house and not rent it out to anybody and just hold on to it. In my mind, that house is going to just continuously depreciate in value, right? That just doesn't seem like a very smart business decision to me. Another thing that's really interesting to me is these businesses that will come and go and come and go and come and go. Like, I could not even tell you how many businesses I've seen just in the area of Shanghai that I walk around in that I've seen come and go. You'll see a restaurant pop up. It's there for 2 or 3 months and then boom, it's gone. And it's not like the restaurant sort of slowly closes down and they take stuff out and you sort of see the progress of the shutdown. No, it's like one day they're open and people are there and they're eating, and then the next day you walk by and it's gutted and everything's gone. 3 or 4 days later, boom, there's a new business there. There's a new restaurant there. There's actually a supermarket that was near my apartment. And I used to go there all the time and get groceries because all I had to do was walk down the stairs and turn around the corner and there it was. And it was a shopping mall, with a sort of a supermarket on the second floor. And one day I went there to get groceries and everything was gone. Everything was gone. And I'm not just talking about the supermarket that was gone, but all the restaurants that were on the first floor were gone. The arcade that was on the first floor, gone. Right? There was a Family Mart outside, gone. Everything was gone. There was a liquor store in there, it was gone. If I see a new business in my area, I can almost guarantee that it's gonna be gone within 2 months. 2 months. And I don't know if this is because people here just make really, really bad business decisions, or if there's something that's going on in the background that I just don't understand. And somehow people are raking in the money by opening up a business and then closing the business down a few months later. Or building a really, really big shopping center and then just leaving it there for years and years and years and not opening it to the public. It just doesn't make sense. Okay, it's starting to rain, so I gotta go inside. But listen, if you liked this video, I would like for you to take a moment to give it a big thumbs up, maybe leave a nice comment down below, and be sure to subscribe to our channel so you can watch videos every single day. I'm Richard. Thank you for watching Triad Travelogues. I'll see you again.